Hello, all you coin collectors out there, and welcome to DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Today we answer the question, when is a Canadian nickel not nickel? Well, of course, the modern Canadian nickels don't have much nickel in them. They are nickel-plated steel, and they have a little bit of copper in them. But for years and years and years, the Canadian nickel, or 5-cent coin, was made of nickel. That changed during World War II when they started to make, they had to use the nickel for other things, and so they made it from a couple different things. They made them in copper zinc, and then chrome, and then nickel-plated steel. And then finally, at the end of World War II, they returned to 5-cent coins being made out of nickel. Well, the weird thing is that it kind of continued into the post-World War II era with the Queen Elizabeth II 5-cent coins. And this is the 1953 5-cent coin right here. And you can see it just looks way different than these other coins. It does have the dodecagonal shape, and you can see that it's not round. It has 12 edges. It does say 5 cents at the top with 2 maple leaves. Has the beaver on the back chewing the piece of wood. There it says Canada 1953, and all around the outside you have these gear-like symbols here. Now, also over here, of course, it says KG for George Kruger Gray, who was the engraver of this coin. And if we go to the front, of course, we know that this is the first portrait, the Mary Gillick first portrait of Queen Elizabeth II. Now, why does it look so different from this one? And this one here, I'll show you, is from 1958. And just look at the difference in these. Well, the reason it looks so different is because from 1951 to 1954, Canada made some of its coins, including this nickel, out of chrome-plated steel. So if we put our magnet down and go here, guess what happens? We pick the chrome-plated steel right up because it's completely magnetic. The 1953, so this is chrome on the outside, it's steel on the inside. You can actually see a little rust there, which is really weird to see a nickel rust because it's not nickel, it's steel with a chrome around the outside. You can still see a little bit of the chrome, a little bit of the shine there. But not much. Let's see if we can get it to shine just a little tiny bit for you. Okay, so you can see a little bit of shine there, but then when you get over here, you see that it's pretty worn down, and then you can see the nickel right underneath the beaver's tail, and you can actually see a little tiny bit of rust coming through. So, the Canadian nickel was not always made of nickel. It's not presently made of nickel. It's made of a cupro-nickel kind of mix. Now, when we look at this one from 1953, though, we also know that this is a very special coin because it is the first year that Queen Elizabeth was Queen of England. So, of course, her father died. If we can get this light better, there we go. Her father died in 1953, and that's when she ascended to the throne. So when George VI died, Queen Elizabeth became queen, but what she inherited not only was the throne, but these Canadian nickels, which were changed from nickel to chrome-plated steel in 1951 because of the Korean War. So we don't talk a lot about the Korean War in Canada's presence in it, but Canada, of course, sent a lot of troops and a lot of materials to support the Korean War. And I'm going to try to change this light again. There we go. That's a better light, huh? And so Canada, because it was running out of nickel again, it went back to the chrome-plated steel, and that's what we have here. The 1953 Canada 5 cents coin with Queen Elizabeth II, her first Canadian 5-cent coin. They made a bunch of these. They made 16.6 million of them. they're worth probably 9 or 10 cents even, US, even in this shape here, maybe a little bit more. If you get to some of the coins that are a little further on, so we had looked at, say, the 19, say we take a look at this coin 56 is actually worth more than the 1953 coin. And the reason it's worth more is that when Canada started to go to the cupro-nickel modern coins, with the copper in them, they took all the old coins back and melted them down. Because this was all nickel, they could melt it down and make a bunch of different coins, bunch more coins out of it, because they went to the cupro-nickel. So this is the 1956. If you look, you'll say, well, why wouldn't the year that she was crowned be worth more? Well, it's really just simply because we get a year like 1956, they didn't make many of them, and it's all nickel. And so if you want to get a nickel from Canada, there are not many years anymore, because the Canadian government has taken many of them and taken them back in. Whereas the coated steel is still relatively easier to get. All right, that's all we have today from the DC Coin World International Coin Channel. Have a great day, and we'd love to have you subscribe to our channel and to leave any comments you might have in the comments section.